Look at a wolf. It is already wearing winter. Look at a bear. It carries warmth on its body. Look at a mammoth. It was built like a walking coat. Fur, fat, thick skin, natural protection. Now look at a human. Bare skin, thin hair, no winter coat, no claws, no shell, no thick layer of fat, just skin. Soft skin, skin that burns in the sun, skin that gets cut by thorns, skin that insects can bite, skin that loses heat in the cold. In the wild, that is a dangerous design, because most animals carry protection with them. A wolf does not need to invent a coat. A bear does not need to build a blanket. A deer does not need to sew a hide. Their bodies already do part of the work. But humans were different. Humans had to wake up inside a body that looked unfinished for the outside world, too exposed for the cold, too soft for the thorns, too hairless for the wind, too weak to survive by the body alone. And yet, ancient humans walked into forests, grasslands, mountains, frozen nights, and eventually Ice Age worlds. They survived places that should have belonged to fur-covered animals. They survived cold that could shut down the body. They survived rain without waterproof skin. They survived insects without a protective coat. They survived nights when fire was the only warm thing for miles. So the question is not just, why did humans start wearing clothes? That question is too small. The deeper question is, how did ancient humans survive without fur at all? Because before clothing became fashion, before it became status, before it became culture, it was solving a body problem. Humans were the animal without a natural coat, and that made every day a problem. A furry animal could rest. A human had to plan. A furry animal could walk into the cold. A human had to search for warmth. A furry animal carried protection automatically. A human had to remember how to find it, make it, carry it. And if that protection failed, the body had almost nothing left. No hidden coat, no emergency fur, no natural shield, just skin against the world. But this was not simply a mistake. Humans did not lose fur and become weak for no reason. Something else was happening. The same exposed body that looked weak in the cold had one strange advantage in the heat. It could sweat. A lot. More than almost any large animal. Sweat helped humans cool down. It helped them keep moving. It helped them travel, track, and hunt under the sun. So the human body made a trade. Less fur, more sweat. Better cooling, more exposure. A body that could survive the hot day, but needed help to survive the cold night. And that is the real story. Humans did not survive because their bodies had everything built in. They survived because they learned to build what their bodies were missing. But why was the human body missing fur in the first place? Why would evolution take away something so useful? Fur protects, fur warms, fur blocks wind, fur softens scratches. For most mammals, fur is survival equipment. So losing it looks like a terrible idea. But humans were becoming a different kind of animal. Not the fastest, not the strongest. An animal that could keep moving across open land, under the sun, for a long time. Early humans walked long distances. They followed tracks. They carried tools. They searched for food in heat. And heat can kill too. A body covered in thick fur can overheat. A hot body slows down. A hot body gets tired. A hot body can collapse. So the human body made a trade. Less fur let heat escape. Sweat made that trade powerful. Human skin became covered with sweat glands, millions of them. When sweat evaporates, it pulls heat away from the body. That meant humans could cool themselves while moving, not just in one short sprint,
but step after step, hour after hour. A fur-covered animal might be faster at first, but a sweating human could keep going. That was the advantage. But every advantage has a cost. The same skin that released heat during the day lost heat at night. The same body that survived the hot sun could shiver in the cold. The same exposed skin that helped sweat escape could also let warmth escape. So humans solved one problem and created another. Less fur, more sweat, better cooling, longer movement, more exposure. Cold nights became dangerous, wet skin became dangerous, wind became dangerous, and later, colder lands made the problem bigger. A naked body cannot choose to grow fur again. It cannot grow a winter coat before the next storm, so humans needed another solution. And one of the strangest clues comes from lice. Head lice live in hair. Body lice live in clothing. They hide in seams, folds, and fabric. They need clothing to survive. So when body lice split from head lice, it suggests something important. Humans were wearing clothing often enough for another creature to evolve around it. One of the earliest clues to clothing is not a shirt, not a coat, not a needle, but a parasite living in our second skin. At first, that second skin was probably simple: a hide over the shoulders, a strip of skin around the waist, a wrap against wind, a cover against insects, a barrier between bare skin and a rough world. But even simple protection changes everything. Once humans learned the body could be improved from the outside, they were no longer trapped by the body they were born with. They could take warmth from fire, protection from animals, shape it with tools, and preserve it through memory and the group. The human body had made a dangerous trade. It had lost fur. Now the human mind had to invent something better.
This was the answer to the dangerous trade. Humans had lost fur, so they had to build protection outside the body. A wolf grows its coat. A bear carries warmth on its body. A mammoth carried a winter coat everywhere. But humans had to make theirs. The first answer was fire. Fire did what bare skin could not do. It created heat. It dried wet bodies. It pushed back darkness. It made cold nights survivable. But fire could not cover the skin. It could not walk with you. So humans used animals in a new way, not just for meat, not just for bones, but for protection. Hides, skins, fur, leather. The coat another animal grew became something a human could wear. At first, it was probably simple: a skin over the shoulders, a hide wrapped around the body. It was not fashion, it was a barrier between skin and wind, between skin and insects, between skin and cold. But loose skins were not enough forever. Cold air finds gaps at the neck, at the wrists, at the feet. So humans had to make protection fit. That is why a small bone needle matters. A needle does not look powerful, but for a hairless animal in the cold, it could change everything. A needle meant seams, layers, sleeves, foot coverings, a second skin made by hands. Another answer was shelter, because clothing protected one body, but shelter protected the group. Caves, huts, windbreaks, skins, earth, wood, bone, moss, and snow. A shelter was like a coat big enough for many people, and the group made it all stronger. One person could keep the fire alive. One person could scrape a hide. One person could stitch. One person could remember the safest place to camp. One person could teach the next child how to survive. That was the real advantage. Not just fire, not just clothing, not just shelter. Memory, tools, hands, other people. Over time, clothing became identity, belonging, status, and culture. But before clothing became a message, it was protection. Before it became fashion, it was survival. So how did ancient humans survive without fur?
They survived by moving protection outside the body, into fire, into hides, into shelter, into stitching, into memory, into the group. A wolf survived because it grew a coat. A mammoth survived because it carried one. Humans survived because they learned to make one. The human body did not grow a winter coat, so the human mind built one.